So as you can see, this is the thinnest book here in this stack, but full of creativity. And okay, Alan Lightman, he was a American Jew, and he is 70 years old. He is still alive, and he was the only person at MIT who was appointed in humanities as well as sciences. So he had command over both the streams. And his book, Einstein's Dreams, is one of the common books in the campus. That means people in different streams of education were reading this book. And this book has been read by dancers, playwrights, painters, novelists, and nearly 50 musicals have been made on this thin book, just this thin book. Now here in this slide you have seen, you see Einstein lying down and dreaming, but actually that's not true. We couldn't get the right picture. He was at the age of 26 a PhD already, and he was working in he couldn't get a job of teaching, so he worked in a patent office as a clerk. And 1905 was the miracle year of Einstein, when he wrote 4 papers on physics, and one of them was special theory of relativity. And he used to go to the patent office early in the morning and call the secretary outside the office hours to type his book to his papers. So he was actually slumping on the table and dreaming, not reclining on the bed as shown here. So this book is about, actually Lightman calls this book a novel. Although it's not a novel, I would say it's a book on creativity. And we use this book in our company where I was working. I bought this book in 2005 based on a recommendation by Eliyahu Goldratt, the writer of the famous book called The Goal and the Race. So he came to India and he was consulting here. I met him in one of the workshops and he recommended this book for promoting creativity in the organization. So in our organization, we were always believing that marketing cannot be left to the marketing people. It has to be with the chief executive, and chief executive is the chief strategist in the company. So in those days, we were reading books like Michael Porter's Competitive Strategy, and then Kenichi Omae's Mind of the Strategist, then Out of the Crisis by Edward Deming. And these were the times when this book came, and then we liked it so much that we distributed this book to the employees in the company. We distributed to the customers of the company. And we were fostering innovation through imbibing innovation in the minds of the people in the company. So much so that not because of this book, but because of the overall efforts, our turnover grew from 2.5 crores to 400 crores in 9 years with a very healthy bottom line. And we were the star performers in the world in our group. So this book is talking about 30 ways of understanding time. Now time for all of us is, when it is 4:30, it's 4:30 for you. In some other part of the world, because of the time difference, it could be different, but within that area it is same for everyone. But Einstein defined time in 30 different ways, and obviously we don't have so much time, so I will talk about a few methods of defining time. And with each method of defining time, he also defines the society. That what happens when that time is happening, what happens to the society, what happens to the behavior of the people. And it's very akin to what we observe today in the world. So let's go to the first method of defining time. And these are all dreams, dated dreams in the book. For some reason, Lightman has dated all the dreams, and there are, it's like a novel, so it goes in the form of a story. So I will not do the story part of it, I'll just do the facts. So the first method is time is a circle. time is a circle. What it means is that time bends backwards and it repeats. So, I've been told to be within this box. So, what happens is that everything gets done again and again. A person dies, is born again, goes through the same childhood, goes to the same art school, exhibits in the same art galleries, marries the same person, dies, and is reborn. But nobody knows that the cycle is repeating, the circle is repeating. And that's the beauty of that kind of world where you do not know what is going to happen tomorrow because you have not seen the whole life. But there are some unfortunate people in this world who know that this has happened before. And this is, in our own society we will find such people. So they know that this is going to happen. They are going to break friendship with this person because it was broken in the past life. Again they are going to break. Again in the next life the relationship will be broken. So some unfortunate people in this world, they keep crying all the time, but the rest are moving with the time and looking forward to the future. So this is one way of defining time. The second is, time is like a flow of water. So just imagine the stream is flowing in one direction and that's time. But because of turbulence, some cosmic disturbance, a portion of water goes back and then mingles with the stream behind. What it means in the real world is that some people who are living in the past. So some people who are living in the past, they do not want to disturb the present because when they disturb the present, the future will be disturbed. So such people who are carried behind in life, they are always inactive, they are grumbling, they are not taking any action because if they take any action, they fear that the future will be disturbed. So that's time is flowing like stream of water. Then there is the fourth time, in our sequence it is the third. There are two times, the mechanical time and the body time. The people who follow the mechanical time, they eat at 7 o'clock, they make love between 8 and 10, every Sunday morning they play golf, they go to the office at 8 o'clock. So they strictly follow time. They don't follow their moods. They are never on their own. And there are some people who are governed by the body clock. So they eat when they are hungry. They make love when they need to make love, when they want to make love. They have emotions and they are always looking forward to something new because nothing is known. So this is a different way of looking at things. And these people are very happy, those who are following the body time. And when the two people meet, there is a clash because some people follow the time as per the clock and some people follow the time as per their mood. And these two people can't get along very well because one is absolutely indisciplined and one is extremely disciplined. Then we go to the next method of looking at time, and this is what Mr. Das mentioned, that after 3 months the world is going to end. Actually Einstein dreamt that. And he said everybody in this world knows that the world is going to end on 27th September, let's say. So what happens? So you were asking us to dream for 30 seconds. He has mentioned this here, that in such a world when everybody knows that it's going to end on so and so date, then people are absolutely free. They are splurging money. They are making love with the person they wanted to make love all this life. And they were worried about the consequences. But now they are not worried about the consequences because the world is going to end. So this is another way of looking at life. And people are very polite. They don't fight. because they know that the world is going to end. So there's no need to cheat. Let's have fun. And just 1 minute before the world is going to end, everybody stands still, enjoying in a bliss and waiting for the last day to arrive. Then we go to the next method of defining time. And in this world, people have no memories. People have no memories. So you don't know what you are. So what you do is, when you finish your work in the shop or in the office, you look at the diary to know where you have to go in the evening. So you find your address, go home, you meet a family. You don't know what they are, but because they are in that house, because of the address, you think that that's your wife, that's your children. So you spend time with them. Next morning, you do not know what to do. So you open your diary and then do what the diary tells you. So in this world, nobody remembers anything and everybody is having fun. Because every time you meet a person, he is fresh, he is new. Every time you make love, you don't have the previous memories, so every time you make love, it's fresh love. And some people who have the memories, they feel dull. They feel bored in life because they remember the past, so they become bored and life is not good for them. But the people who forget, life is full of fun for them. And the next method of defining time, according to Einstein, is time moves slow for people who are in motion. So if you move fast, you live longer. So everybody wants to move fast. And this became more popular with the advent of internal combustion engine and the transportation. When the transportation arrived, people started moving fast. So everybody wants to move fast compared to the others. That means it's a competitive world. So, and when you move fast, you think that other person also is moving fast. So you still run faster. So that's the way the time is being defined by Einstein in this case. The next situation is, the people will live only for one day. What it means is, it doesn't mean that you were born on 26th and you'll die on 26th. No. What it means that one day is so long that you are born this morning and the next morning you will die. That means the Earth's rotation on its axis is so slow that it takes one full life cycle of a person for Earth to rotate. So what it means is that a person who is born in the morning is born during the day. So he practices in his life the vocations which are practiced during the day, because he has never seen light in his early childhood. He has never seen night in his early childhood. The people who are born in the night, they practice what is prevalent for the night duties, for the night activities. So a person born in December would have seen only winter because he is living only for a day. And the person who is born in May would have seen only the summer. So that's the kind of world where when the life is only for one day for a person. The next one is, people live forever. They never die. When you don't die, your parents are there, your grandparents are there, your great-grandparents are there, their great-great-parents are there. So if you want to do something, suppose your child falls sick, so you ask your mother, what should I do? What medicine should I give? So that lady says, let me check with my mother. And that lady says, let me check with my mother. And that one says, let me check with my mother, because all the mothers are alive still. So nothing happens. Nothing happens because everybody is just consulting. So nothing happens in this world. And then some people say, oh God, nothing is happening, so let me die. So that fellow starts dying. So you have two kinds of people who are just not doing anything, and there are some people who are just dying. Then we come to the last dream, and that is where the time is a local phenomenon. What it means is that in Gurgaon, the clock will tick at a certain pace but in Delhi, it will tick extremely fast. And if you go to Bombay, it will be still faster. So the people who live here, they have a certain rhythm of life. In Delhi, they have a certain rhythm of life. So if a traveler from Gurgaon goes to Delhi, he's at a loss because everything is much faster. By the time in Gurgaon the leaf falls here, there they would have already given birth to a baby in Delhi. So the traveler from this city to that city, if he goes, he cannot come back because he's got used to that part of life. So this is exactly similar to what we are seeing in society. The people who have moved to the towns, they go, but they don't go back to the villages. And the cities cannot transact business because the rhythms of that city and rhythms of this city are totally different. So that's how Einstein has dreamt 30. I could narrate 9 of them in the limited time. Thank you very much.